Howdy, folks. Welcome back to a World of Warplanes replay with your host, Bjorn. And today I have for you quite arguably probably one of the worst Tier 7 fighters you can get in World of Warplanes, but quite arguably in real life one of the best fighter planes of World War II, um, if not one of the best monoplanes ever created. This is the P-51 Mustang. This is the D model, and obviously it's North American plane. Um, yeah, I'm not going to say a whole lot about this plane. It's a high energy fighter. I'm not going to say it's a boom and zoom because it doesn't have the boom. It only has the zoom. The 50 cals at this tier are quite disappointing. To make it worse, I am in a tier 8 match. Um, Luckily, it's not dominated by tier 10, but even when facing mostly against tier 7, the weakness of the 50 cals is quite noticeable. Um, this plane honestly feels like a excellent tier 6 and a piss poor tier 7. That's just personal opinions aside. As you can see, I have uh, the paint scheme of the Blue Nosed Bastards, which is the 487th Flight Group. And I've actually so happened to coin this plane Baby Jean. Um, I really like the look of this plane. It's sleek, it's sexy, it's what a fighter plane should look like. Um, just in World of Warplanes, this plane is such a disappointment. I really want to love this plane. I love the look of it. I love how it feels. I love how it flies. I hate its firepower. Um, and I wish it was a bit more maneuverable, but that's for another time. Let's begin, shall we? Oh, and just a quick thing to throw out there.
Pilots, get ready for action. Let's go.
Uh, there's also another P-51 Mustang of Tier 7, also known as the P-51K. It's the Chinese premium. Um, it's exactly identical to this plane, except for it takes a Chinese pilot and it pays out premium credits and premium XP. So if anybody's curious about the P-51K and the P-51D, here you go. You got a perfect example. This is actually a fairly decent replay showing off this plane. I'm not the most skilled player out there, but I'm sure there's other replays, but you can get a generalized idea of how the plane will feel if you ever decide to get this plane. So here we go. We got a heavy fighter. Now I'm going to turn on this heavy fighter. I have the powerful engine. I have the altitude performance. I'm going to go right after him. I can outturn him. I can turn and burn with him. I take his two wings. I'm going to stay on him, grab the kill. Okay, now I'm going to start to swoop down. I put a couple rounds into him. Pull up and keep going. Don't even slow down. Put some rounds into him. Now what he does, I'm going to turn, but I'm going to turn and keep my nose down. And I'm just going to turn around, re-engage this zero, and I'm going to roll and just keep on going. I want to fly as much as possible, avoiding losing any energy from my engine. So even like the vertical rolls, as I'm climbing, I want to boost. I don't want to slow down to turn. I want to keep going straight. I'm going to let them blow past me. I'm going to gain some altitude. And I'm going to roll. And again, I'm going to use boost through my roll. And now I'm going to go back on these guys. I'm starting to put some fire in this. It's zero. Now I slow down a little bit, but I decide, okay, I'm going to roll now the opposite direction. I'm going to go low to gain some speed. And then I pulled my blue nose up, and my team so happened to have capped. And now I'm going to head towards the garrison the enemy is trying to capture. And I'm going to try to gain some altitude. I'm going to try to let some of my boost recover and use a little bit of it. You don't ever want to run out of boost with this plane. You want to actually try to keep as much in reserve as possible, because if you get a sticky situation, you're going to want it. You're going to need to use a little bit of it here and there in dogfights. All right, I'm going to put some rounds into him. There we go. Grab that kill. That was an F4U-4. Here we are, I-220. I'm going to try to rip him up with my 50s. And as long as he's flying straight like that, I'm going to keep after him. Even if he turns a little bit, I'll keep after him.
A rocket has reached the target.
And he's trying to turn on me now. So I said, nope, fuck that. And I started trying to get out dodge. He hit me. I'm going to use my fire extinguisher. Get back on him, kill him with my 50s. I'm still taking some damage here from another fighter. And what I have behind me is I have a yak. The problem is right now I don't have a teammate behind me. I had no boost because my engine was damaged. I was dead. If I would have had a teammate there, probably would have saved my plane, but it is what it is. So I'm going to respawn in. Right away, I'm going to use a bit of boost. I'm going to gain some altitude. And this plane is good. And usually the higher you go with this plane, the better, honestly. You want to be almost nosebleed. You want to be. The best way to use this plane is the dog heavy fighters, the dog bombers. Flying low is bad. Oh, here's a VB-10. I'm going to get right on him, and I grab that kill. And I'm not 100% sure. I think he may have been AFK at the time. I have no clue. His game may have crashed because, yeah, that just seemed very suspicious to me. All right, here we go. Got another fighter. Put some rounds into him and just keep going. Here we go. We're going to turn on this heavy. Turn on the fighter instead. And I'm taking some pretty heavy fire here. Still taking heavy fire.
Receiving reports about rapidly deteriorating weather conditions. The fort will be unable to reach you. Do you read me? Over.
Still taking some fire here, and I got shot down.
Enemy is launching rocket strikes on the complex. Try to neutralize the enemy military base. There's a heavy storm here. Unable to proceed. Returning to base. Do you copy?
Okay, same thing again. Just going to use some boost. Going to try to gain a bit of altitude. Okay, there's that VB-10 again. Okay, whatever. Now I'm going to really kick it in a high gear. I'm going to really gain some altitude. And I'm going to start heading over to this enemy garrison. go. Going to work on this heavy fighter. There we go. Grab the kill. Get a flying warrior badge.
Is attacking the military base. Proceed with caution.
Okay, now he's trying to run away. Problem is, I'm not keeping very good energy right now on my plane. And there we go. There's a fighter grade 3. Okay, got a fighter behind me. And I'm going to outsmart him. I'm going to use my slow speed. I'm going to slam my air brake and tilt under him. And right now I'm trying to put my gun sight on him, but oh look, I don't have the maneuverability to even do that. But he made a mistake. He turned opposite direction. I put a couple rounds into him for good measure. So see, here's the problem. I don't have enough altitude or enough boost to try to get away from him. And pretty much we're having a staring contest at this point.
Keep it up, pilots. You can do it. Victory is ours. We're waiting for your return.
Yeah, so there you go. There's a class 1. Honestly, the plane is such a disappointment in game. I feel it should be better, but that's personal opinions. That's 10 aerial targets with 4 sectors captured, 380 capture points. And it turns out to just about 7,700. Yeah, kind of a disappointment. Personal points. I'd be total said and done, I'm number 3 overall in combat points. I'm the most efficient player on my team. But the ground attack on the enemy team had a much better game. Yeah, that plane is just too much of a pain in the ass, and something needs done about it. The whole line is bad. The P-40 is not bad, but once you hit the P-51A, the P-51A is honestly a solid downgrade from the P-40, and the P-51D is really just taking a P-40 and throwing it at tier 7 and giving it a little bit better of an engine. It's not good enough for its tier. But that being said, I'm going to keep the plane in my garage. You know, it's the P-51D. It's probably the most. It's arguably the most famous plane that was ever built, or at least in the realm of fighters. So I hope you enjoyed this World of Waplanes replay. I'll see you next time.